Hello, everybody. We're going to start in 1 second. So welcome. My name is Danilo Bonilla. I'm one of the advisors here at the International Education Office. And our theme is to start here at UCLA and go anywhere around the world. So again, a warm welcome from the UCLA International Education Office, the UCLA Study Abroad. Okay, great. So this particular webinar is dedicated to Spain and Latin America. Hopefully you've had the chance to visit some of the other webinars. If you haven't, go ahead and take a look at them first, specifically the Study Abroad 101 webinar. And there's another great one. It's the UCLA Financial Aid webinar as well, so you can get a little bit of background. This one, again, specifically will speak about programs, summer programs, fall programs in Latin America and in Spain. Okay, so again, my name is Danilo Bonilla. If you need to contact me, my email is on there. I do counseling for all programs, but my specialty is UCEAP. We do have my other colleague, Erica Quiñones. As you can see, her website, her email is on there as well. And she is the specific program coordinator for travel study. But yes, you can contact any of us. And let me go to the next slide. So before I do want to say that this is the International Global Learning Opportunities Week. And we're very excited, and we will give you some great information. And Erica will introduce herself in the next couple of slides. Okay, so here's the agenda. It's a very short agenda. The first thing that we will be doing is an overview of the UCLA IEO, what it is. And just before do that, I'm just going to take myself off the camera, just a second. Okay, so great. We will go over the UCLA IEO overview. We will talk specifically about program types and structures. The other thing is sample programs. We will talk a little bit about travel study, UCEAP, and the global internship sample programs. And then there is a cost comparison chart, one for summer and then one for fall. And then throughout this webinar, you do have the opportunity to ask questions on chat, and both Erica and I will monitor the chat, and we will answer your questions as we go along. Okay, who we are. So we are the International Education Office, and we are located in Murphy Hall, 1332. It's a one-stop shop for all study abroad programs, whether you're interested in summer, fall semester, spring semester, winter quarter, or the whole year. We are here to help you. We have very diverse types of programs. Again, they range from internships to the quintessential study abroad, to language and culture programs, immersion programs. And we do have many advisors here at the International Education Office to help you with any type of question that you may have. So again, that's our study abroad advising team. But again, Erica and myself are the ones specifically for Spain and Latin America. So please reach out to us. The other thing that the International Education Office does is we will connect you with study abroad returning students and alumni, not only at the beginning, but throughout your study abroad experience here at UCLA while you're abroad, and then when you return. Okay, so there are 5 top reasons why you should study abroad. The first reason is that basically any major or minor can study abroad. You can also do GEs abroad. So that's a great option, again, for any major and minor. As long as you check in with your academic advisors for your majors and minors, let them know that you're going abroad. If you do some planning, again, anybody can go on any major, minor to any place in the world. The other reason is that study abroad also has a very interesting component that is basically experiential learning, where you can actually be in the city center, in museums, learning outside of the classroom. So it's kind of like travel study on the go, very, very experiential learning. Many of the study abroad programs have that component here. The other reason, the third reason, is global networking. Again, we will connect you with UCLA returning students, with alumni here at UCLA while you're abroad and when you come back. And also your global networking is also comprised of teaching assistants and professors and students. Again, global networking is a great reason also. Affordability, yes. As long as you apply for FAFSA, you can receive financial aid while you're abroad. There are also opportunities to apply for scholarships, so definitely take a look at our website. And again, it's an affordable experience to study abroad. And then the last reason is basically you can graduate on time. As I mentioned before, as long as you check in with your departmental advisors for your majors and minors, you can graduate on time. Okay, let's see. Let me go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, the other thing that I do want to mention is that please keep in mind that not all the programs are the same. They have different structures. For example, regarding housing and accommodation, some programs can be with host families, homestays. Some programs stay in hotels. Some are university apartments. Some are private apartments. So just please keep that in mind regarding housing. Also, there's a lot of diversity in courses. Most courses are usually 4 or 5 units. Most of them usually tend to be lower division. They're also lower division. But yeah, it runs the gamut between 1 unit to about 5, 6, 7, and I've even seen 8-unit courses as well. Another diverse item is the program cost. For example, if you are doing a special program that is doing a lot of site visits or multiple cities, multiple countries, yes, the program cost might be a little bit higher compared to a standard study abroad program that is at a university, at a local university, where you just are there in a classroom sitting there with the professor. So again, just keep in mind that the program costs kind of vary from program to program. The other thing is location, on-site support. That also varies quite a bit. In some of our programs, it's administered by UCLA faculty, UCLA teaching assistants. Sometimes it's actually local staff from that university, local staff or visiting professors at an international university. So again, the on-site support kind of varies from location to location. The last two items I'd like to mention is the language options. With language options, as you may have noticed from our website, there are many options in English. Some of them do require you, for example, if you're doing an immersion program, to have 6 quarters of a language. Some of them might require to have at least maybe 1 or 2 quarters before going. So that varies quite a bit from program to program. Then the last thing would be the program length. We have programs that are 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, a quarter, fall semester, spring semester, or a year. So again, quite a diverse variety of programs. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and ask Erica to go ahead and introduce herself and go to the next slides.
Thank you, Danilo. Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Quinones, and I'm a program coordinator for our travel study programs, which are faculty-led programs taking place in the summer. So we're now going to transition into specific programs and countries in which we offer a range of study abroad opportunities to UCLA students. So as you can see here, there are a wide range of program options, types, and models available to you as a UCLA student. We have over 200 programs in 45 different countries, and that's going to range year to year. But that gives you an idea of the amount of options available to you. So in addition to considering your location of choice, we recommend reflecting on what your personal, professional, and academic goals are during your time abroad in order to choose the best program fit for you. So here we start some of our program locations in Spain and Latin America currently offered with active study abroad programs for you to see a visual. And in the next slides, we're going to introduce the 3 different program types available in Latin America and Spain, which are our UCLA Travel Study programs, our UCLA Global Internship programs, and then we have our UC EAP programs. So we're going to do a deeper dive into each of these in the next slides. All right. So first, we're going to start off with UCLA Travel Study. UCLA Travel Study programs combine the excitement of study abroad with the academic rigor of classes taught by UCLA faculty. All of our travel study programs are offered in the summer only and take place for 3 to 5 weeks during this summer term. So these are great opportunities to study abroad on a short-term basis and provide an opportunity to satisfy your degree requirements, major minor requirements, or GE coursework. So do please note that all faculty-led courses abroad taken on travel study programs are for academic credit, and they typically range from a total of 8 to 10 units. For travel study, our application opens in mid-November. As you can see here, for summer 2024, it's going to open on November 16th. So you can mark your calendar now if you are considering a summer study abroad opportunity. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight briefly 2 of our UCLA travel study programs, one in Latin America, which is this one here, our Buenos Aires program. And following this slide will be our Spain option for summer 2024. So the first program is Taking It to the Streets in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is a full immersion program focused on the cultural resources, vibrant social life, and political activities in Buenos Aires. On this program, students are going to visit historical sites, museums, popular theaters, and participate in excursions, all while improving your Spanish language proficiency in Buenos Aires. This program, again, is going to be based in Buenos Aires, as you can see here, for a total of 4 weeks. And it also involves a community-based service learning component. And this component is really unique to travel study. And it's a space where students will volunteer at a local organization as part of their coursework. Here on the slide, you can see which courses exactly you would get credit for. A total of 9 units. The first one is the M165XP course of 5 units. And the next is Spanish 170, which is 4 units. Some highlights are, again, like I mentioned, the community engagement piece, as well as receiving upper div credit. Courses will count for Spanish major or minor credit. So if that's something you're seeking to fulfill while abroad, this is a great option for you. All right, so the second program I'm going to highlight is our Spanish language and culture program in Spain. As you can see here, the locations, this is a multi-city program. So the locations are Granada, Barcelona, and Madrid. This program is an incredible opportunity to learn and live Spanish language in the cities of Granada, Barcelona, and Madrid. So as you can see on this slide, there are 2 sessions for this program. So if you are thinking of studying abroad in a particular part of the summer, this might be a good option because there's a session 1 and a session 2. The session 2 program typically begins in late July or early August if you're looking for a later summer start date. A few highlights of this program is the multi-city component. So the program begins in Barcelona, followed by a short stay in Madrid. And then once you have eased into Spanish life, the cohort will spend 4 weeks in Granada as the home base. And in Granada, you'll focus on the intensive language instruction and Spanish culture through various excursions and day trips throughout the 4 weeks. This program is best suited for students who are serious about improving their Spanish language skills on site, and it's a great way for 5 weeks to really increase your proficiency in Spanish. And in addition to studying Spanish, you're going to get to know other cities, smaller cities such as Cordoba, Toledo, and Sevilla through various program excursions with your entire cohort. It's also a great way to meet a big cohort outside of UCLA. Travel study programs are open to non-UCLA students. And this program specifically, they are larger size cohorts of 80 students. So it's a great way to really network and connect with UCLA faculty as well. students earn UCLA credits on travel study programs, and the courses will satisfy the same requirements as they do on UCLA's campus, which is great. So no petition is needed to get these credits to count on your UCLA transcript towards a particular requirement. All right, and just to wrap up travel study, you can find the full list of travel study program descriptions and dates on the UCLA IEO website as they become available. And if you're interested in learning more about the travel study application process, I encourage you to watch the Travel Study Glow session recording that is available to view in the on-demand section of the Glow website. That session is going to provide more details about the registration process, timeline, and travel study logistics. All right, so we're going to shift to our global internship program. These programs are also only taking place in the summer. And these internship programs are developed for academic credit. UCLA Global Internship Program applications for summer will open in late October. So again, you can mark that time frame if you're interested in exploring internship opportunities next summer. So our global internship programs provide a great opportunity for you to gain hands-on work experience. Participants intern with organizations and companies for academic credit on these programs, and UCLA partners with local providers in various program cities that will assist in placing you at an internship based on your own career goals, personal interests, and experience. So again, as you can see here, these internship opportunities are a great way to gain hands-on experience and increase your employability as a global citizen. So on the next slide, we're gonna see our current internship placements geared towards UCLA undergrad, political science majors, and public affairs majors or minors. While these may be of special interest to political science majors and public affairs majors and minors, please note that non-major undergrad students can also enroll in global internship programs listed here. So here you can see the two current locations for Poli-Sci and Public Affairs in Bogota, Colombia, and Buenos Aires, Argentina. Here's a quick snippet of the timeframe internship timeframe, which is 8 weeks in country, and the coursework overall is just an extra 2 weeks, which puts you at 10 weeks total for the courses listed below. All right, the next one we're going to highlight is Global Affairs. Here you will see internship placements geared toward UCLA undergrad students majoring or minoring in global health, global studies, international and area studies, and international and development studies. So like the previous option, non-major and non-minor undergrad students may also enroll in these internship opportunities if they're of interest to you. The time frame is similar, 8 weeks in country and 10 weeks total of coursework. One of specific interest I'd like to highlight is the global health track listed in La Paz, Bolivia. So if the global health sector is of interest to you, please take note of this opportunity. Non-major minor undergrad students can and are encouraged to enroll, including public health minors and pre-med students. So that's one of our newer locations that I highly encourage you to take a look at and perhaps schedule an appointment with our global internship advisor if you want to learn more about that opportunity. All right, so wrapping up global internship programs, I'm going to pass it back to Danilo, who's going to start to discuss our UC EAP program options in Spain and Latin America.
Okay, great. So UC EAP programs. So they're programs during fall, summer, fall, winter, spring, or the year. Please keep in mind that if you are interested in a summer or fall program, you would have to wait until November 1st to apply. Then the deadlines for summer and fall programs are January through March. But do keep in mind that there are a handful of programs that have limited space. So on November 1st, please go ahead and apply on that first day. Highly suggested. Okay, if you are interested in winter or spring programs of 2025 or the whole year of 2025, you would have to wait until basically February 1st or April 15th. Our website will let you know specifically which countries have the February 1st and April 15th application open date. And the deadlines for those programs for winter and spring, they range between May and September. And again, there are several programs that do have limited space, so highly suggested, please apply on February 1st or April 15th. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, one great program that I would like to highlight is Argentina. This is a special themed program, Immigration and Identity, Asia in South America. And this is in Buenos Aires, Argentina, at the University of Buenos Aires. There is no language requirement for this program. It is taught in English. It is only a fall semester program. You need to have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA, and it's open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. The courses are all upper division, and they usually range between 4 to 5 units. Okay, the next program is Chile. There is a special themed program called Social Ecology and Sustainability, and this is through the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile. And we have a campus, not in Santiago, but in Villarrica, which is actually in the Andes Mountains, as you can see from the picture, in the northern part of Patagonia. And this one is also open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. There is no language prerequisite. All the classes are taught in English, 2.5 GPA. And again, courses are upper division, 4 to 5 units each, and there's a little bit of social sciences, humanities, quite a variety every year. So this is a great program. If you cannot decide between Argentina and Chile, why don't you go to both? There is this special program, special multi-site themed program. It's called Human Rights and Cultural Memory. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see that I listed the universities. In Argentina, in Buenos Aires, you would be going to Torcuato Di Tella University. And in Chile, it would be in Santiago at Alberto Hurtado University. Again, this one is open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. The minimum GPA is 2.5. All courses are taught in English. And again, it's upper division, 4 to 5 units each per course in social sciences and humanities. Another great program is in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. You can go to the summer program, which is called Brazilian Seminars, which is basically a type of language and culture program. And you are there with international students, taking a little bit of Portuguese and learning a little bit about Brazilian history, sociology. And that's a great short-term program in Rio de Janeiro. If you are interested in a longer term, like a fall semester, spring semester, or the whole year, you can go to the same university and take classes in Portuguese or in English. If you do want to take classes in Portuguese, just make sure that you take the required Portuguese courses, language courses before going, or if you have 5 to 6 quarters of Spanish, you can still take courses in Portuguese. But yeah, most students kind of, they tend to stick with English courses. And there at this Pontifical Catholic University in Rio de Janeiro, again, it's a large university and you can take courses, upper division courses in various areas. So that's a great option. A couple more options is, one is in Mexico. It's at the University of California Center in Mexico City, and it's a themed program called Contemporary Mexico, 2.5 minimum GPA. Everything is taught in English. There's no language prerequisite, and this one gives you credit for basically history, sociology. The courses kind of change from year to year, but it's pretty constant. Again, history or sociology in Mexico, contemporary Mexico. Okay, the last two that I want to highlight are in Spain, in the great city of Barcelona. There are 2 universities to choose from. One is called Pompeu Fabra University, and it has a theme. It's called 21st Century Barcelona. And the other one is called the Autonomous University of Barcelona, which is a large public university just outside of the city center. And it also has a theme that's called Beyond Barcelona. So these two programs are very similar. Pompeu Fabra University, 21st Century Barcelona, has a little bit more course offerings, a little bit more diversity. Again, social sciences and humanities. You can go as a sophomore, junior, or senior. Courses are taught in English. With Autonomous University of Barcelona, their course selection is a little bit smaller, but they do have some very interesting, very specific courses. Again, also a focus on social sciences and humanities. One heads up about the Autonomous University of Barcelona, that one does have limited space, so you would have to apply for that one right away. But two great locations, they are very, very popular every year. Okay, at this time, I'm gonna ask Erica to go ahead and explain this chart.
Thanks, Danilo. All right, so we're gonna switch gears. Now that we've shared a lot of sample programs, we wanted to visually show you an important part of the study abroad experience. Of course, that shouldn't be overlooked, which is funding the study abroad experience. As you can see here visually, these are our summer program, some samples that we wanted to compare for you to see. Please note that these numbers are subject to change and are not confirmed yet for 2024. However, you can speak to our office if you want these updated program fees as soon as they become available. All right, so here you can see a comparison between a global internship program, a travel study program, and a UC EAP program during the summer term. So there are a lot of different parameters listed here, whether it's program length, academic units, program fees, and different components of your budget, right? RT is round trip airfare budget. Again, these are all estimates when it comes to other expenses and round trip airfare, as that can vary student to student, and flexibility on travel dates and various considerations when it comes to airfare, as well as personal meals. That's going to vary. A few tips for planning your finances are: budget mindfully and consider the location, local currency, and duration of your program. As we've mentioned, we have a range of program models, types, and duration options available to you. So do consider that as you sort through your options, as well as thinking about scholarships. So we'd like to stress the importance of giving yourself ample time to apply for internal and external scholarships available to you. And we have some really great Glow recordings that are going to go deeper into application processes and recommendations when it comes to funding. And it's never too early to start saving. So this gives you an idea of the ballpark range of what you can expect to pay for a summer program. Danilo will go into next our academic year comparisons, to give you an additional comparison if you're considering, say, fall quarter to study abroad. Lastly, as Danilo mentioned earlier, if you're a financial aid recipient, we advise you to meet with your financial aid advisor to discuss your summer plans and learn about the types of loans and grants that will be available to you based on the term you decide to study abroad. All right, so we'll now shift into our academic year sample programs.
Okay, so in this chart, as you can see, there's a comparison between a quarter here at UCLA, a quarter in Costa Rica on UC EAP during fall, and a fall semester program in Spain with UC EAP. Let's see, one of the things that you might notice is the amount of units, the UC academic units. For example, if you go with UC EAP fall semester in Spain, be aware that most fall semester programs in Spain, or sometimes also in Latin America, you would have to take a minimum of 20 units. So that's a big difference, 20 units, and then you're actually there for 17 weeks. So that's why you would notice that the actual program fees, which are about $8,400, are a little bit higher than a quarter at UCLA, which is 4,800. And again, that is because you are doing 20 units worth of academic credit, and you're there for 17 weeks. The other sample that I want to quickly talk about is, for example, in Costa Rica, you'll notice that the program fees are $12,000, which is higher than the program fees at a quarter here at UCLA. And one of the reasons is because that specific Costa Rica program, it's a very experiential type of program where you're doing tropical biology in the rainforest. There are excursions, site visits, there are teaching assistants and professors. So there's a lot of hands-on learning. And so that's why the program fees are a little bit higher, because there are a lot of great opportunities with that program. It's a full schedule. The units, again, it would be 16 units for Costa Rica, some comparable to UCLA, and then that one's a quarter. But the other thing that kind of stands out is the other expenses, the budget. For Costa Rica, it would only be $915, because the cost in Latin America, specifically in Costa Rica, is not that expensive. Food is not expensive, and housing is not expensive. So that's why that one stands out. So again, this, each program, whether it be fall, winter, spring, summer, you'll see a little bit of diversity. The goal of our study abroad programs, whether it be UCLA Travel Study or UCEAP, is to basically keep costs down. So you are, obviously, if you're going on a longer term program, you're getting more units, and then that's why the UC system is charging you for a little bit more, because you are taking more units. But again, also keep in mind that financial aid is available, and the financial aid office will adjust their budgets to give you a combination of grants, scholarships, and loans. And you should also try to apply to as many scholarships as possible. A good amount of our students, I would say something like more than half, receive state and federal financial aid on our programs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the final slide. So again, we want to welcome you, a warm welcome from the International Education Office, from both Erica and myself. We are at the International Education Office, which is located in Murphy Hall, 1332. And we're here during the week. You can also give us a call. Our phone number is on the screen. Or if you prefer, you can send us an email. Also, please try to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And the handles are there. And then at the bottom, you'll see the IEO.UCLA.edu website. That has information about all our programs. And so maybe make sure that you visit that website on a constant basis. And we are also available for virtual advising. We can do a one-on-one advising session, or you can do a drop-in advising, individual or groups. So we are available for you at during the week, Monday through Friday. Okay, so at this time, basically the webinar is over. We want to thank you for your time, and please do reach out to us. And thank you so much.